Hey guys, Jason Boss here, JB Math. Haven't been posting many videos, just been super busy trying to get the car done for show season again this year. In the works we have manifold, we have intercooler piping, various exhaust components, all vibrant stuff here, HT clamps, blow-off valves, wastegates, tile stuff, just a bunch of goodies. So busy getting stuff done. People didn't like the music in my one video. That's too bad, I'm sorry. It's a track that I made like 7 years ago. And yeah, deal with it. Right here is the turbo manifold that I designed. So I had a model that I designed in CAD. So I had dimensions that I took from the motor. I made a little fixture bracket, which was this thing. So this was my strategy. Made the flange, drew it up, machined it. So flange or purchase flange, whatever. Take this. This is a little homemade adjustment thing I made out of shaft collars. These are McMaster parts that I welded together. They give me a little bit of adjustment. So I had this bolted to the flange down here, and then I had the turbo mounted to it. Now, bring it to the car, and then I was able to situate the turbo in the back of behind the motor there, and know that it sat where I wanted to, clearing the rain tray, the firewall, allowing space for the downpipe, not hitting the brake booster, etc., and yeah, leaving room for the wastegate and all that stuff. So this little bracket system worked great. I had the bracket inside and it connected like that, and then I was able to fine-tune the position instead of kind of guessing and whatever, right? So then after having this set, then I went back to the drawing board, literally. I took some dimensions and created this model. So this model here represents how it should sit in the car, where the turbo will sit, not hitting any of those dimension constraints. And yeah, so then I began to model it. I made it out of Schedule 10, the stainless elbows, which are purchase items. And the criteria for the design was that it be made with all standard parts, unmodified parts, and straight sections, so that it was simple to make and there wasn't a lot of tricky areas. There was only one tricky area, and that area was right here where I had a modified elbow. So this is a 37 degree. So we had long 90s, short 90s, and then this one, which was the only tricky one. So this was like the complicated runner. I machined this Perch Flange here. So what you see here is a flange. Oh, it's not really a flange, but it's like a plate, I guess like a heatsink block. And to it, I took these quick connects so that I could run the purge gas in the runners through the flange or through this block that I made up here. This is a purge block on the top and also a heatsink. So that would have been for welding the collector up. It's important that you purge when you're doing stainless, because otherwise you get some oxidization inside the tubing, or sugaring they call it, and that makes for a bad weld that can deteriorate or crack over time, or shoot particulates into your turbo. And it just gives you a little bit of a better weld on the outside. So this block here kind of handy, so I was able to disconnect it, and then you could go back to the back, and then you could connect it to the back depending on what the orientation is of what you're working on at the time. So right now we're at the stage where it's nearly done. I fit it back into the car, fits in there, turbo fits on it, giving me space to go for the wastegate. I need to finish up welding it to the flange. I made this reinforced plate here just to so we don't get any warpage across the flange after it heats up. So we're just going to continue doing some welds around there, and I might go across it a second time. It all depends on how I feel about it, but so far things are coming out okay. I'm kind of pleased with it, as this is my first manifold. So that's it. Next is going to come is wastegate placement. So we have this precision wastegate, and the wastegate is going to be situated right about here-ish. So something like that, if I can kind of get that to fit with the down pipe or the up pipe, whatever. I'm running an exhaust out of the hood. So I need that to be kind of like that. So that'll be the next stage. Yeah. So stay tuned. Lots more to come. Thanks for watching.